Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is a technique video, and I am showcasing 3 of the beautiful celebration sets that you can earn free from January 5th to the end of February. My team is doing a blog hop right now, and I hope you go check out what the other ladies are going to be sharing as we celebrate the start of celebration. Now, like I said, I'm going to be using 3 sets. First is the corner bouquet. I love So Different. I'm using the corner stamps. The next one is Heal Your Heart, and I am in love with the fonts and the sayings in this set. And then finally, we have A Touch of Ink. So let's go ahead and get started. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our shimmer white cardstock. Don't know how well you can see the shimmer in the video, but it has a nice shimmer and a cool finish. And I am going to be using my Whisper White craft ink and that corner bouquet stamp set. So we're going to ink that up. Make sure I've got a good coating of ink on it. Looks like my pad is a little dry. We are going to stamp that in the corner. Sure I get good pressure. Now the stamp apparatus is good for a big bold stamp like this, so in case you don't get good coverage, then you can restamp it, but I think I did pretty good. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my white embossing powder, and I'm going to cover that up with a white embossing powder. Set that aside. Next, what I'm going to do is bring in my heat tool and heat and melt that powder. First off, I'm going to get rid of all this clutter because I have a tendency to put my finger in. So we're going to go ahead and heat emboss. Now with heat embossing, you know that it's going to turn glossy once it starts heating. You can see the corner there, I've got it embossed. We want to make sure that we get heated all the way across because we don't want our powder to come off of our image. Remember, there's 2 basic things to remember when you heat emboss. First is your embossing powder is your dominant color. Even though I used white on white, if I'd used a black ink, I still would have got white embossing. It wouldn't have been as vivid as that. And all we need is a wet source of ink. Of course, that craft ink works the best to hold our embossing powder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to introduce you to a new product that will be in our mini catalog. These are blending brushes, and I'm telling you what, they are so soft and they are great for blending. Now you only need 1 for each color because the color doesn't matter that this is a dark blue. You could actually go and wash these out, but they really are, they dry very quickly. So you see that this is a dark, but when I rub it on my scrap paper, it really doesn't come off the ink sponged. So the blending sponges are great for getting a nice even coverage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off my paper and I'm just going to start blending. Now this is with the Balmy Blue. I really like the shimmer white for blending versus regular cardstock. And you can just keep going back over if you do get a darker shade than you want. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring in my Misty Moonlight. And again, I have colored with the light color. Now I'm going to go in and get the darker color. Again, starting off my paper and then going in. And what happens is where I have embossed, it's resisting the ink. Sorry if my camera may be jumping because I see my table is jumping a little bit. Once I have it blended like I like it, I'm going to go in and grab, if I can find here, a tissue. Well, I'm not seeing one. Let me run and get one. I'm not seeing one anywhere, and of course I don't have any Kleenex in here, but if you buff over that with a Kleenex or a tissue, it will bring the white embossing out more. So that's a tip that you need to do. Again, I apologize, I don't have my tissue right here. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the thank you. Again, this is from the Heal Your Heart, a set that you can get free with a $50 order, and we're just going to stamp that thank you down at the corner. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and grab, now I see I have some shadowing. Don't really like that, but we're just going to go on. Let's see if I can soften that with my, yeah, it kind of just gives a little halo down at the bottom. Good enough. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to bring in a scrap piece of Whisper White. I'm going to bring a touch of ink in, which is a 2-step hummingbird. This is a distinctive stamp set, meaning that you're not going to get full ink coverage, which is perfectly fine because it just really adds some highlight. Now I'm using my Stampin' Write markers. This is the Gray Granite and this is the Poppy Parade, and just gonna go in and ink that solid stamp and stamp it on that scrap piece of paper. Now I should have brought in my piercing pad because this is photopolymer, but it's really not going to matter. This, like I said, is a distinctive ink stamp set, so you do have some shadowing naturally, and if it doesn't ink all the way, we could ink over top of it, but you will find that it is very cool with the colors not being solid. So we're going to go ahead and stamp the outline over top of. Now there is not a die set with this stamp set, nor is there going to be a second release of Sale-a-Bration, because we're only having 2 months of Sale-a-Bration, and then we will have Sale-a-Bration again later in the year. So you'll see that even though it didn't stamp perfectly, it's perfectly fine. Now I have already taken and fussy cut, and you'll see the shadowing works very fine. So we're going to take and set our ink pads aside and go ahead and assemble our card. I have my card base, which is Whisper White, measures 5.5 by 8.5. Then I have a piece of the Misty Moonlight. This measures 4 inches by 5.25. I'm going to add that to the front of my card, like so. Add that sponge piece with the shimmer white. Again, I don't know how much you can see the shimmer. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and grab that hummingbird. I'm going to add some character to the hummingbird just by breaking the fibers with my bone folder. I'm going to go in and grab some dimensionals. Of course, my dimensionals are never right where I want them. I really wanted the big ones. Here they are, so that the hummingbird will pop up more. I'm going to put one up here at the head and one on the tail. And there you have a card using 3 of the beautiful new sets from the Sale-a-Bration flyer. $50 order will get you any one of these stamp sets. $150 would get you all 3 plus the hostess reward, so it's kind of like double dipping. But if you want the best deal in town, you need to sign up with a starter kit, because during Sale-a-Bration, again only till the end of February, you can get 200 sheets of designer series paper plus $125 worth of product for $99 and free shipping. If you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.